Around BVA. Louisiana, Mississippi flag presentations highlight BVA pandemic activity nationwide. This longer-than-usual entry in Around BVA is accompanied by a photo taken indoors of persons standing side by side, 5 men and 1 woman, in a near semicircle. The 2 middle persons, one of whom is the lone woman on the far right, are holding up objects for the photo. The man is holding up a Braille flag, while the woman has a plaque about half the size of the flag. The second gentleman from the far left is holding a white cane. The veterans in the photo, the second, fifth, and sixth persons, moving left to right, are dressed casually, although the sixth man is wearing a sport jacket. Directly behind the man holding the Braille flag is a U.S. flag in a stand. Because each of the photo's subjects is wearing a face mask, the facial expressions are not discernible. The caption reads, "Left to right, Southeast Louisiana Healthcare System Director Fernando Rivera, BVA member Galen Bullion, Baton Rouge CBOC Chief Daniel Kasperzik, CBOC staff member LaDonna Sevens, and BVA members Benjamin Miles and Gary Scholerman." The story addressing the several recent Braille flag presentations begins. During the past year, BVA's Louisiana-Mississippi Regional Group has offered up a sure model for how a charitable service organization can stay active and engaged in the community even during a pandemic. In late 2019, the group formulated a goal to present a bronze Braille American flag to the Gulf Coast Blind Rehabilitation Center, BRC, in Biloxi, Mississippi. The flag could be placed in the lobby of the BRC and would be accompanied by a plaque listing BVA's founding World War II veterans. The idea had enough merit that it motivated the regional group to decide on 2 other locations to present the flag: the VA Medical Centers, VAMCs, in Biloxi and New Orleans. The perfect date was set for the presentation in Biloxi, March 28, 2020, the milestone anniversary to the day of BVA's founding. Since the cost of the flags is $400 each, the group needed financial support, which it received from fellow veteran service organizations who were named co-donors on the plaques. According to Regional Group Secretary Gary Scholerman, everything else was going great for the Biloxi presentation. They had approval from the VAMC director, the head of volunteer services, and the interior decorator. The dates, well, not exactly March 28, were set for March 26 in Biloxi and March 27 in New Orleans. All they needed to do now was dress up, present the flags, and smile for the cameras. As in every great plan, Murphy's Law takes over to one extent or another. In this case, the plan went out the window as soon as the first shot was fired, and the shot, of course, was COVID-19, Gary recounted. The regional group watched all the facilities close at least partially, which locked the veterans out entirely. Still, everything was going to be okay. The pandemic would be over in a few weeks, and the VA facilities would soon reopen. A few weeks turned into months. In the meantime, the group looked at the possibility of also donating flags to 3 other VAMCs within its borders: the hospitals in Alexandria and Shreveport, Louisiana, and one in Jackson, Mississippi. Many of the organizations supporting us financially in this effort wanted a flag at their local community-based outpatient clinic, rather than paying for one for a VAMC that was more than 100 miles away, Gary said. Being the accommodating regional group that we are, we told them it would be no problem. In October 2020, restrictions were lifted, at least somewhat, and the group was able to present a flag and a plaque to the Lafayette, Louisiana CBOC on October 15. The date was selected out of deference to White Cane Day. That event was followed by an outdoor presentation to the Alexandria VAMC and another at the VAMC's Veterans Community Living Center. In December, a presentation at the Biloxi VAMC finally came to fruition at both the medical center as well as the BRC. In February, the flag and plaque were presented at the New Orleans VAMC, followed by presentations in Jackson on March 25 and Shreveport on March 26, 2 days before BVA's 76th anniversary and a full year after the proposed first donation. It has been an interesting journey over the last year with the COVID restrictions and only being able to contact the medical centers by phone and email, but with the help of the VISTs, all went smoothly in the end, Gary observed. Now that the regional group satisfied its original goal to have a Braille flag in each medical center, Attention was turned to having BVA's name alongside a Braille flag in every CBOC and Veterans Nursing Home in the same two states. With many of the regional group members connected with other VSOs or civilian service organizations, the way was paved to obtaining additional financial help to purchase the flags. Organizations generously donating toward the mission included the Lions Club, Randolph-Shepherd Blind Vendors, Affiliated Blind of Louisiana, and several chapters of the American Legion, Veterans of Foreign Wars, Disabled American Veterans, and Vietnam Veterans of America. On April 28, regional group members Benjamin Miles of Baker, Louisiana, and Galen Bullion of Prairieville, Louisiana, joined Gary in presenting still another flag and plaque at the Baton Rouge CBOC to Clinic Chief Dr. Daniel Kasperzik, who said he would display the flag in the lobby of the facility's eye clinic. Gary took the opportunity at the presentation to remind the staff of opportunities VA provides blind and low-vision veterans, since many, even those who work in eye clinics, are not always aware of the VA BRCs or other services provided to veterans with vision problems. They are also not aware that a fundamental premise of VA BRS is that there are no age limits to a better quality of life. Tyrone White, blind rehabilitation outpatient specialist in Baton Rouge, also reinforced those comments in speaking to the eye clinic staff. On May 7th, the regional group joined forces with Sulphur, Louisiana, American Legion Post 179 to donate a flag and plaque to the Lake Charles CBOC, which was severely damaged after two major hurricanes, floods, and an ice storm in the middle of a global pandemic. Alexandria VA Healthcare System Director Peter Dancy accepted the donation. Local television station KPLC, its market area in southwest Louisiana, covered the event and reported it on the evening news. District Director clarifies membership designations. By Kevin Jackson. There has been some ongoing confusion regarding the proper designation of BVA members within our national database. Headquarters staff have been working tirelessly to clean up and confirm the accuracy of our membership records, no easy feat considering that multiple databases were migrated into a new state-of-the-art system. Prior systems had applied a designation of inactive for the names to which a member designation could not be validated. These names may have been associated with individuals that contacted BVA for some reason or other, but never applied or qualified for membership. Upon contacting these individuals, headquarters staff were asked to remove their information from our database. The term inactive member should not be used when requesting regional group membership mailing labels from headquarters staff. This classification of members does not exist in our new database, nor does it exist in our bylaws. Regional groups should simply request membership mailing labels, which will be comprised of verified member mailing addresses for the groups. Additionally, the membership mailing labels are what BVA National Headquarters uses to compute annual apportionment checks. Therefore, maintaining accurate and updated member contact information is critical for all BVA regional groups. Our regional groups will also receive a membership roster when requesting membership mailing labels. The membership roster contains members of the regional group with verified addresses as well as members we are unable to contact. Regional groups should compare the membership mailing labels and membership roster to identify members who require updated contact information. Again, this can and will impact annual apportionments. When BVA National Headquarters receives return to sender, addressee unknown, mailings, the membership team attempts to contact the member via telephone and/or email. If the team is unable to establish contact, the member is marked as Do Not Mail and removed from the regional group membership mailing labels. The member will remain on the regional group membership roster, but no further action will be taken until a verified mailing address is received or until the member is identified as deceased. To assist in maintaining accurate regional group records, please indicate the purpose of all membership mailing label requests, annual meeting announcement, holiday mailing, newsletter, etc., when contacting headquarters. Thank you for your efforts in working with our members to ensure that they receive timely communications from both your regional group and our headquarters staff. BVA HQ facilitates spring virtual sessions for members. BVA National Headquarters recently coordinated 2 Facebook Live presentations and a Zoom session featuring both BVA members and 2 of the organization's technology partners. On April 28, Florida Regional Group Vice President Orlando Bembry appeared on an hour-long virtual Facebook Live program with representatives of ORCAM. Orlando shared highlights of his military journey, the circumstances and experiences surrounding his vision loss, and how he has utilized the ORCAM My Eye technology in daily activities in order to remain active, self-reliant, and goal-oriented. On May 18, a similar program featured Southern California Regional Group President Ken Asom. It was scheduled 2 weeks before Memorial Day to provide BVA and ORCAM with an opportunity to pay tribute to those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice in service to their country. The presentations with both veterans also emphasized the importance of overcoming the challenges and stresses of daily living activities following sight loss that can often prevent the attainment of personal goals and aspirations. On May 12, Florida Vision Technology founder and CEO Lisa Berg-Kretschmer and Speech and Braille Training Manager Jose Cintrone presented a webinar via the Zoom platform. The webinar focused on Envision glasses as a means for the blind and visually impaired to, quote, hear what they wish to see, unquote. The glasses empower the visually impaired to become more independent by speaking out to the world around them. All 3 events were free and open to all BVA members, their families, and interested VA officials and staff. Future similar events are very much on the horizon. First ever WVG Retreat offers resources renewal. A photo taken from the retreat accompanies this Around BVA entry. The image appears to be a screenshot taken at some point during the event. 16 small frames appear within the larger frame. Most of the small frames reveal the participating women, although one frame shows only a background, while still another frame shows only an unrecognizable forehead at the bottom of the screen. The caption states, members of the Women's Veteran Group, miles apart physically and joining the Zoom meeting from their homes throughout the country, make connections at the premier Women's Veteran Group virtual retreat held in early March. Photo courtesy of Monica Gilmore. The short blurb describing the retreat reads as follows. Camaraderie, helpful information, and a brief escape from stress are but a sample of what participants gleaned from the first of its kind Women's Veteran Group virtual retreat held March 4 through 5 via Zoom. Each participant in the retreat had the opportunity to address concerns relating to equality and health care for women veterans during the Her Tea Time session. Another highlight was the enjoyment of sharing military experiences during the Rep Your Branch session. Other sessions included women empowerment, karaoke, healthy living, yoga, music therapy, Freedom Sings USA, and Snip, Nip, and Chat. The WVG enjoyed a very impactful retreat that allowed members of the group to strengthen their camaraderie, share resources, learn from one another, develop ideas for fundraising and their next retreat, and ensure that awareness of BVA occurs within its respective communities throughout the country, said WVG Chair and Director of District 3, Monica Gilmore. The WVG Committee would like to offer a heartfelt thanks to all participants and guest instructors. National Treasurer, Reflections on Memorial Day, and a beloved friend. Editor's note. As preparations were made for publication of this issue of the Bulletin, BVA National Treasurer Elizabeth Holmes submitted her thoughts on 2 timely subjects. In memory of 12 young Hispanic soldiers on Memorial Day. Everyone remembers, but tries not to remember, the summer of 1968 in South Chicago, Illinois. The names of 12 young men were inscribed on a marble monument paying tribute to their service to our country. The monument is situated across the street from their hometown parish, Our Lady of Guadalupe Church. Our parish suffered this loss and later became known as the parish with the greatest number of Vietnam War casualties than any other Catholic parish in the United States. During the years that have passed, my brother has told me that one of the Cervantes brothers was going to ask me out when he returned home. A plan and a date tragically unfulfilled. I tried to visit my old parish on the far southeast side of Chicago and the memorial site of the Friends lost to war. I pay homage to all of them. The stone there is etched with this inscription, "We owe so much to so few." In remembrance of Agent 86, The 1960s came back to life as we discussed and planned the upcoming 2017 Georgia Regional Group State Convention. With late-night phone calls came a series of ideas in which GRG President Jesse J. Jones, Jr. became Agent 86 from Get Smart, and I, Agent 99. We were in sync. In August 2017, Jesse and I attended a soccer camp at Clemson University and together were awarded the E and F licenses to coach youths up to the age of 15. We received a Clemson orange football jersey, and of course our numbers were 86 and 99. I will miss my friend, his antics, and our ability to work together in accomplishing the mission. Jesse was born in Brooklyn, New York on July 9, 1958. Everyone called him Jay. As a musician at heart, he formed a band in high school called the Outer Limits. Jesse was the trumpet player. At age 19, he joined the U.S. Army as an infantryman. Jesse joined the Blinded Veterans Association in 2010, later becoming the Georgia Regional Group president until his illness kept him from fulfilling his duties. As president, he kept all members active and full of spirit. During the 2017 state convention, Jesse wanted to do a comedy act in which he portrayed Geraldine, Flip Wilson's character. That was an evening no one could forget. Jesse was also known for his talent on the piano. Anytime he found a piano, he had to sit and play. He loved to perform. Jesse married Dublin chapter president Bonita Chappell in May 2020. It was love at first sight. His parents preceded him in death. He had 2 sisters and 2 brothers.